Hello guys, I hope you're well. Welcome back to another free training with me, Remi from Remi Digital. This week, we are going to be talking about how to make more sales in your startup business. I'm going to try and keep this one under 5 minutes today, if possible. So I'm going to whiz through this quite quickly. And I've had a thought that because there is quite a lot of stuff in this, what I'm going to do for the coming weeks is I'm going to pull out the juicy bits of this and make those into individual episodes for you. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So let's get into this. So the ideal scenario, right, for a startup business is that we have an idea, we launch, and we make lots of sales, we go viral, we make tons of money, and we can buy that big house we want, the nice car we want, have those luxury holidays every year, right? That's the dream. But more often than not, for most startup business owners, that's not the reality. The reality is more like you have an idea, you start a business, so you launch a website or you create your social media profiles, and you start selling, and you may at the beginning get a few sales, a handful of sales if you're lucky, and then nothing. It dries up and you don't understand why, because you have a brilliant business idea, you have a fantastic product or a fantastic service, and you know it's good, and you know there are people out there that need the thing that you do or you sell, but they're not buying from you and you don't know why. So when it dries up and you don't have people finding you and they're not buying from you, it is time for you to take action, and you have to go out and lead those people to you. You have to draw your clients into your business. That is called attraction marketing. So what I want to do is I'm going to run through a list of different ways that you can do attraction marketing. And as I said earlier, what I'm going to do, because I can't go into all of these today, I'm going to do some individual episodes on each one of these suggestions for you that I'm going to give you right now, because each of these are brilliant ways to attract more people to your business, but I'm not going to be able to go through all of them in one episode. So let's get into it. Attraction marketing, the first idea that you can do is guest spots, which means you go into other people's Facebook groups or other people's communities or webinars or seminars, and you do a guest spot and you talk about your business in front of an audience of people who will come and follow you and buy what you're selling. The other thing that you could do is you could create a freebie or an opt-in that is aimed specifically at your audience and your market and give that away for free. What it does, you capture their email and you can start to nurture them and work on them to get them to know, like, and trust you. The other thing you can do is you can start a blog, write a weekly blog that is aimed specifically at your audience of your product and your service, and you show up every week and you give value over and over again so that they know that you're the expert in the industry and they will come to you when they are ready to buy. You could start a podcast doing the same thing, putting information out there in an audio format for your audience so that they can hear you when they're washing up, when they're going for a walk or they're going for a run. That is another attraction marketing idea that you could do. You could also use other people's groups and go into other people's groups and mine for your clients. But there is an ethical way of doing that, and I will explain that more to you when I do another training specifically about how to audience build or do attraction marketing inside other people's groups. The other thing you could do is you could start an email list. Send out an email once a week, twice a week. What you're doing is you're continuously putting your brand name, your company name in front of your ideal audience, and you're warming them up. You're prepping them to buy. The other thing you could do is you could do Facebook Lives, Facebook Stories every day. You can use hashtags every day, which allows you to show up in the categories where your ideal clients are looking for you. So what you want to aim to do is to attract to your Facebook group, to your Instagram page, to your personal page. You want to attract your audience to you. It's almost like the top of your funnel. And then you start to nurture them. You build relationships with them. You warm them up. You provide them content that's interesting and valuable and helpful and worthy. And they begin to know, like, and trust you. So again, the next part of this process is that once you have attracted your leads to your business, right? You've not just sat around and waited for them. You've now used one of these methods that I've just described to you, and you're going to attract these leads into your business. You're going to be like a magnet, drawing them closer to you so that you can warm them up. You can start to create content that either helps them, so you're addressing the pain points that they're struggling with, or it's about creating a way for them to start seeing you and who you are and your style. And do they buy into you? Do they know, like, and eventually start to trust you? Because that's what the content you'll be creating is all about. And I'm going to go into that much later on in other videos that are later to come down the road. But this video is really all about teaching you the ways to attract leads to your business so that you can create more sales in your business. You cannot create sales in your business if you keep trying to sell to the same people that are on your Facebook personal profile, on your business page, in your group. If you just keep talking to the same people over and over again and selling the same thing over and over again, for starters, if they've bought it once, they're probably not going to buy it again. And secondly, if that is your message over and over again to the same people, what they do is they either block you out, drown you out, and then they become completely desensitized to your message. And this is why it's really important that we're continuously bringing new people into our world. So whether that's they are Facebook friend requesting you, whether they are following you sort of stealth-like and stalkery on your business page, or whether they request to come into your Facebook group or to join your email list, whatever those options are, this is how you want to draw people to you. And we need new people coming in all the time. You need to be selling to a new audience all the time, not the same people over and over and over again. The only exception to that is inside of a Facebook group, and this is me slightly going off on a tangent here, but inside of a Facebook group, you can repeat sell to your warm audience different things, because they're people in your group. They're there because of you. They like you. They're following you. They're interested in what you do. And so that would probably be the only exception where you can repeatedly sell over and over again inside of a group. But outside of that, you need to be finding new people all the time. And just on that point about the groups, if your group is stagnant and you are unable to sell, then this is a great reason why you should start an attraction marketing process. So whether that's creating an opt-in, a new email list, or going live, or whichever one of the options I've given you earlier to choose from, it may be time to start doing a new attraction marketing process, because you need to get people into that group that's now become a bit stagnant. Okay. So, and the reason we do this, again, just to remind you before we wrap this up, the reason we do this is that it is hard for us to sell to a cold lead. And a cold lead is somebody who doesn't know us. It's much harder to convince someone who doesn't know us to buy our thing. What is easier is if you have attracted all these new leads into your world. So whether that's, again, your Facebook profile, your business page, your Facebook group, your Instagram account, your LinkedIn page, wherever your thing is, where your people meet, once they are there, it is then up to you to nurture them, to make them feel loved, special, and to build a relationship with them. That's your job. And that can be done via the content that you put out, how regularly you show up, and how you address their pain points and their issues and you can show your product or your service and how you solve that problem, right? So you have to warm them up. It is much easier to sell to somebody who is warmed up, what we call a warm lead, or somebody who's a hot lead. And that might be somebody who's already in your community, who is already, they're ready to buy the thing that you're selling. They're a hot lead. They're ready to go. And so this is why we do this process. We attract people to us, and then we use the next phase, which is the warming them up phase. And again, I will go into this in much more detail in coming weeks. So that's the process of how you sell more in your business. And I will, as I've said, sorry, that's the process of how to make more sales in your business. It is simply about getting more leads into your business, but using one of the ways that I've just outlined in this training today, to use that to attract more leads to come into your business. I hope that makes sense to you. Now, what I'm going to do, as I said at the start of this video, is I am going to use the attraction marketing topics that I've given you today. So things like guest speaker spots, creating a freebie or an opt-ins giveaway, writing a blog, starting a podcast, showing up on Facebook Live, stories, starting an email list, using hashtags, all of these things for the next 10 weeks or so, I will be showing up with 5-minute videos on each of these individually, showing you how you can master these attraction marketing tools for your business, which all equals you getting or making more sales inside of your business. And I just want to end by saying you don't have to do all of these things. Please don't feel like you have to do all of these things. Pick one. My suggestion would be that you create an opt-in or a freebie that is really super specific to your audience. What is the thing that your audience, your ideal client needs to know right now? I'd create a freebie around that specific thing and I'd put that out, and that would be my lead magnet to attract people to come into my business. But I'm going to go into each of these over the next coming weeks. And I hope you find them really useful, because this is all about audience building. You need to build an audience so that you have people to sell to. This is what it's about. And I like to use attraction marketing. There are many different ways that you could do this. For me, attraction marketing feels the most pure and organic way for me to build my audience. And I've seen great growth on my own Facebook personal page by using attraction marketing, and my email marketing list has absolutely soared by using attraction marketing tips and techniques that I've given to you in this training today. So that's it, guys. I went over 5 minutes. I apologize, but I think it was worth it. I wanted to add a bit more on just so that it was clear how you use attraction marketing to make sales in your business. Go ahead, leave me some comments on your thoughts below this video, and I will see you on the next training. Have a great day, guys. Bye.